that never saw movies, or never saw pictures of anything else, never can dream of walking on Miami Beach with the palm trees. Do you understand that? Unless you read about it, see a movie on it. Neither can any person in a given society really think very far outside that society. You want to try some more questions till the girls get here?
Oh, real quick. How big would something like this be? If you said if you were here, you can get over there, the furthest point away less than 15 minutes.
This one is a quarter of a mile in diameter. Some will be 2 miles in diameter. Some will have a population of 1 million. Some will have a population of 30,000, depending how far they are from resources. Do you understand that? Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about an area in Florida called Hialeah. Do you know anything of it?
Hialeah?
Let me just tell you things about it. Or we'll go to L.A. This represents a factory in L.A. Top view. Okay? This factory orders parts from other factories. But what would be ideal is if they could be near this factory. But once you put up a factory, the value of the land goes up. So the guy that builds the parts for you, he moves to Hialeah where the land is cheaper. So he builds a factory out there. When you build 3 little parts factories, the value of the land goes up. So other people start building out here where the land is cheaper. So to pick up the goods, your freight train has to go all over the place. But if you design a factory like this, center with automobiles, buses, whatever the hell you make, all extend out of a central engineering building. And the freight train goes underneath and picks up all the stuff. You understand what I'm saying here?
More or less, yeah.
You make resources available to everyone. The standard of living goes up for everyone. The amount of accidents are reduced. The amount of travel is reduced. So I'll show you something else, see if you understand it. What I'm about to show you, if you don't get it, please don't be polite. I don't get it. Okay? This I want to build all through Florida, Louisiana, all over. No hurricane can pick up an inverted cone. It'll whirl around it, but there's no roof to suck off. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No. There's a turbine up here. That is a wind-activated rotor. It rotates and keeps the lights and refrigeration going. So you have food refrigerated. When a hurricane comes, you have a power outage. All the food spoils in the refrigerators. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There's no overall thinking. You have to think totally as a system, the whole society. So we will build these all through Florida, all through the West Indies. Today, when the hurricane comes, people get in their car, they tell them to leave. Where the hell do you go? The freeways are jammed. You're all going, ask anybody, where are you going? Well, I'm going to go to Louisiana, wherever the hell. It's sick. You understand? So when you say to me, do you want to change the whole of society? Yes, everything in it. It's schools, everything. They're all fucked up using old language, okay? Now, our language was designed hundreds of years ago. So we can't even talk to each other. We talk at each other. When you say something to somebody, it goes through their head and comes out different. That is not true in engineering. When they talk, torsional strength, tensile strength, compression strength, they understand each other. If engineering was subject to interpretation, you couldn't build a bridge.
Right.
It would cave in. And if I designed a bridge and it caved in, I said, this is the will of Allah. I said, bullshit, if your math was off. You understand what I mean? I can't say it's the will of Allah. So what I want you to understand is that the whole thing stinks. Now how do you do that? How do you get the people without explaining all these things? Very difficult unless you do a series of films. Just one film will get people saying, that's interesting. But you'll have to fill in, okay? Now, you do any question about this system? Okay. Now, another thing. When a kid goes to school today, if you can see this, this is how the teacher says we spell cat. Okay, I'm trying to do it up so you can see it, okay? And the kid comes back with this. That's how they spell cat in Holland, by the way. And the teacher says that's wrong. When the teacher says that's wrong, there's no information in that statement. That's wrong. The kid doesn't know what to tell you. What's wrong? He feels bad because the teacher said it was wrong. We say to the kid, very close, isn't it? We just changed this. Not wrong or bad. That isn't what I told you.
So more encouragement than discouragement?
Right. We say very close. We change this to this. And the kid says, oh, and he comes back with this. And I say, much closer, isn't it? We just turn this around, say whatever you have to say so the A can fit in that. Whatever you have to say. But if you say, that's wrong, that's what I told you, you took the spelling course last week, and all that bullshit is painful. And kids don't learn. So when I say we're going to change everything, I meant school. Now, this is something I've done. I take a 6-year-old from different countries, and I said, will you draw a human being, a person, as you, I get that across, and they draw this at 6. I want to show you how far the Venus Project goes. It's not about new cities. The kid does this, 6 years old. Then I say, is there anything you can add to that picture? And the kid says, yes. And they do this. I'll try it.
I made that exact drawing before.
And I say, is there anything else you'd like to add? And this 6-year-old. I'm sure you've seen that before. Mm-hmm. Okay? And the teacher gives them a crayon, they color it. And the teacher hangs that up. And I say to the teacher, don't hang that up. And the teacher says, why not? The kid did that. I said, the kid did this too. Why don't you hang that up? Well, because it's not correct. Nothing in the world looks like this. You hang that up and you arrest the kid at that development. So the teacher says, I still don't get it. So I call the kid over and said, how does this guy get in that door? He said, I made him too big. Right away. Makes him smaller. Then I say, does this guy eat anything? He said, I made him too skinny. So right away that kid adds mass. Not very good, but right away. You understand? Just like the teacher. Dumb, she hangs that up. If you bring up kids with Jack and the Beanstalk, Cinderella, and all that crap, fill their head with that first, and then try to make intelligent beings, you've got a long way to go. You're creating problems. Introduce yourself. So you guys are going to hear some of this stuff over again.
Oh, that's fine.
It'll help you retain it.